All right, today we're diving into something huge, a really ambitious national blueprint called the Soil to Sea Project. This is a plan designed to fix a whole chain of crises that are threatening America's heartland, from the farm fields all the way down to the ocean.
So, why should you care? Well, it all starts with this one staggering number, 92%. That's the share of all U.S. agricultural exports that come from just one place, the Mississippi River Basin. This isn't just our nation's breadbasket, it's its entire agricultural backbone. And get this, that entire system is all tied together by one gigantic watershed that stretches across 31 states. From the Rocky Mountains to the Appalachians, pretty much everything, water, commerce, life itself, flows through this massive network, and it all ends up down in the Gulf of Mexico.
But here's the catch. This single vital system is facing a perfect storm of crises. We're talking about climate instability, vulnerable farms, and crumbling infrastructure all hitting at the same time. And the worst part? Each problem is making the others even worse.
So let's zoom in on what's happening here. The Mississippi River Basin, this incredible economic and agricultural engine for the country, is sputtering. It's really getting pushed to a breaking point.
You see, these problems are just piling on top of each other. The climate's getting wild, bringing us massive floods one year and then killer droughts the next. Our farmland is suffering, with soils so degraded it can't hold on to water or nutrients. And the infrastructure, the levees, the railways, the waterways that move over $700 billion in goods every year, it's dangerously old. All of this is leading to a total collapse right at the coast.
And all of that leads to this, a pretty shocking consequence. All the extra fertilizer, the nitrogen and phosphorus from farms across those 31 states, washes downriver and creates a massive dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. We're talking about an area that can be up to 6,000 square miles large, where there's so little oxygen that marine life just can't survive.
So, that really begs the question, right? When you've got a problem that's this big, this interconnected, stretching all the way from a cornfield in Iowa to a fishing boat in Louisiana, where do you even start to fix it?
Well, the answer is the Soil to Sea Project. And what's so different about it is that for the very first time, it looks at this whole mess as one single system. Instead of a bunch of separate efforts trying to patch up one piece at a time, this is a unified national strategy. It's a true blueprint for regeneration.
And the logic behind it is actually pretty simple, but it's totally transformative. The project just follows 5 steps that build on each other. First, you heal the land. When you do that, you start to heal the rivers. Healing the rivers then helps heal the Gulf of Mexico. That, in turn, allows us to protect our coasts, and when you do all of that, you restore the nation.
Okay, so this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's a real plan, and it's powered by a specific set of regenerative tools and technologies. Let's take a look at what's in the toolkit that could make all this possible.
So the star of the show, really, is the stuff called biochar. The easiest way to think about it is like a superpowered charcoal that acts like a permanent sponge for the soil. You make it from agricultural waste, and it's considered probably the single most powerful tool we have for fixing soil, water, and the climate on a huge scale.
And just look at the impact here. It's incredible. When you add biochar to the soil, you can boost its ability to hold water by 200 to 300%. I mean, that's a total game changer. It means the land can soak up more rain during floods and hold on to that moisture during droughts, helping to fight both extremes.
But wait, it's not just about water. That same spongy structure is amazing at locking nutrients into the soil. It can hold on to as much as 80% of the nitrogen. Now, this is the key to stopping that runoff that's creating the dead zone. The nutrients stay where they belong, in the fields, helping crops grow, instead of washing into our rivers.
All right, next up in the toolkit is industrial hemp, which is being called a national supercrop. Its deep roots are fantastic for breaking up hard, compacted soil, and it's a champ at soaking up any leftover nutrients. And beyond just healing the soil, it could spark massive new economic opportunities in everything from textiles and building materials to biofuels.
So how do you power this whole revolution? That's where something called Spin Power to X comes in. Think of it like a giant, clean energy engine for the whole region. It takes renewable electricity from sources like wind and solar and turns it into clean fuels, like green hydrogen and ammonia. And these fuels can then run everything, from tractors and river barges to factories that make carbon-free fertilizer.
And what that does is it allows for a complete overhaul of how we move things around. On the left, you've got the old way,
broken, polluting, relying way too much on trucks. On the right, you have the vision, the world's first totally circular, zero-carbon transportation corridor, using things like modernized trains and barges running on clean fuel to create a super-efficient circulatory system for the whole nation.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got the tools, biochar, hemp, clean energy, and modern logistics. Now let's tie this all back to one of the biggest goals of the project, shrinking that dead zone and healing the Gulf of Mexico.
And this isn't just a wishy-washy goal. We're talking about a hard number. The whole Soil to Sea project is designed to help meet the EPA's official target of cutting that nutrient runoff that causes the dead zone by 45%.
So how do they actually hit that target? Well, this is where everything we've talked about clicks into place. It's a full-court press. Biochar locks up the nutrients. Hemp soaks them up. New precision farming techniques mean less fertilizer is used to begin with. You restore wetlands to act as natural filters. You can even use robotics to clean up the rivers. And with that spin technology, you can create green fertilizer that doesn't wash away so easily. It's a solution with a whole lot of layers.
You see, by fixing the basin, the positive effects ripple out way beyond just clean water. This is really about restoring the entire country's economic strength and its ability to handle what the climate throws at it.
Let's just put this into perspective one more time with these numbers. We're talking about the source of 92% of our agricultural exports, 40% of all our farmland, over $700 billion in goods moving through it every year. This isn't just another region, it's the economic engine of America. Making sure it's healthy and stable has to be a national priority.
You know, the sheer scale of this idea is probably best captured by this one powerful line from the plan itself. This is the national blueprint for regenerating the United States. It's not just an environmental project. It's being framed as a foundational plan for renewing the entire country.
And that really leaves us with one big final question to think about. We've seen how these massive crises, climate, agriculture, infrastructure, are all tangled together. So the question is, could this idea of an integrated, systems-level approach from the soil all the way to the sea be the new model for how we solve our biggest, most complicated national challenges from now on?